So this area, I got it tilled up. That's where I'm going to plant my potatoes. It's still a little cold out, probably in the 30s maybe, but it's supposed to get up to like 50s today. I'm going to try to get my potatoes out. I've got them already, but because it's still cold, I'm going to try something new. I'm going to try putting these latex gloves over my cloth gloves so that my hands won't get freezing. I know I'm going to start a new trend. It's a new thing. I have some work gloves, but my hands still get cold. I was able to get a whole row of potatoes planted, and I still have quite a few left. So I think I'm going to try doing some in a container. But I have to get soil moved over and everything, so I think I might work on that today as well. Get the container moved over. Get some soil put in it, and then throw the potatoes in and see how that goes. We are one step closer to spring. Got potatoes planted in a row here, and then I also got some planted in a planter box right back there. So we'll see. The temperatures are probably going to get cold again before Easter, but I want to watch this and see how that goes. I need to get some soil to fill these up, but not ready to plant anything in there, and then I'll have my green beans planted there. But again, we're not ready for that. But like I said, one step closer. If the temperature stays fairly decent, I can go ahead and get my boards, start putting my boards on the side over there. And then also need to figure out about my gate. Anyway, one step at a time. Here we are in the wood shop. I'm going to begin on my boards for my corral fencing on the garden. I know y'all saw this picture. It's not the greatest, but it is what it is. And so the distance between from pole to pole, I don't have enough to go along the entire side, like run the whole length of the garden with one board. So I'm going to have to do 2 boards in this. They'll meet in this middle pole. And so I'm going to do what they call a scarf joint. And it's basically where you cut them at, you know, at an angle and then lay them on top of each other. And then you can screw into, and it's basically making it one long board, but it's pretty secure. So I have to know the exact measurements, which I already have, and then I'll just turn those up on the chop saw and cut the angle. So I'm gonna do what we have already here. The weather is just not ideal today. It's not super cold like it has been, but it's raining. So that's what I was thinking. I'm gonna go ahead and get some of these cut, and maybe by the time that's all done, it will have stopped raining. And again, this is pine that I'm using that I cut on my mill, but I am gonna put some Thompsons on there. These are the boards. They're already cut to the right width this way. I now just need to cut the correct length, which I have the specific lengths here measured out. And for the scarf joint, what I'll do is I put it on here, and then I change the angle here. So now when the saw blade goes into the wood, it's giving it that angle, right? And so then the next piece will be attached to it that way with the same angle. So this will be perfect. So I know that 82.5 is going to be the long side, or the high side of the angle. Get a pencil. Mark it. So 82.5 is right here. So again, that's going to be the high side of the angle, or the long side, the longest side of the board. So when I'm cutting my angle here, it roughly will be like this. So this is going to be the short side of the board, and this is going to be the long side, or what we call the high side of the angle. So I know that my 82.5 mark here needs to be at the highest point of the angle. 82.5 right there at the end. So that's perfect. I had 8 boards up here to cut, and so what I did is I cut enough to go down this, say, northeast side of the, so I've got 4 at 82.5 and then 4 at 85 3/4, and these angles will meet up at the center post. We finally got a decent day. The sun's out mostly, and the temperatures are pretty nice, and it's supposed to get even a little warmer today. Make hay as the sun shines, as they say in the farming world. So, not to bore you to death, I didn't film. I cut all of these boards down. Everything is now down to the right width. After all the prep work, it's finally time to start putting some boards up. So let's get to it. Finally, some progress. A lot of behind the scenes work, but I like it when the visual comes to life. Not super happy with the back corners. I don't know. Didn't really plan enough for the overhang, but you're not going to notice it. Unless I point it out to you, you're never going to notice it. So I won't point it out. But, oh, I got the hoop portion, half of it completed up to this point. So, alright, I might take a break and then put the other half up, and then I didn't do the measurements for these short ones right here, so I'll have to figure those up as well. Well, we got some new additions to the farm. Some new little chicks. My granddaughter Aubrey raised some chicks, so I went and got a few from her. Since we needed some new ones. Here they are. Just keep them separated here. Probably just for a few days. Let them get acclimated. Maybe a week or two, I don't know. We'll see. Not sure what happened to my volume on this clip, but I just wanted to show I got the Thompson's water seal that I'm going to spray on the fence boards that I put up around the garden, and I got this hand sprayer, and I figured this would be the easiest way than trying to use a brush for the whole thing. Spring is finally beginning, so we've got several things. I'll show some pictures of some things that are blooming out, which for me that also means sinus, so you have to forgive my voice, but it's the price I pay for spring, and I'm okay with it as long as warm weather gets here. Here's some of the bridal wreath I have lined up in the driveway. Some little wild violets. Of course, the jonquils. Alright, so all I'm going to do is you pump this sprayer up. I'm going to come along and probably have to adjust the spray a little bit. You just want to get the board really good. Here's the view from the back side. Really making progress. I do have this big 6x6 post. Decided we're gonna put that here. This is the back side, because as you can see, the hoop kind of moves a lot in the wind. It's not going to go anywhere, it's very secure, but that would just help keep it from whipping around so much. Got some kale, onions, chard, some marigolds that haven't been planted yet, some herbs. Mom planted some flowers over here. And in that container there's potatoes and onions, more onions. It's a little too early to put the tomatoes out, but probably another 2 weeks and we'll have enough frost-free time to get everything planted. So let's walk around to the front and see. Overall, I love how it's turned out. It's so pleasant to look at now, where before it wasn't. So to finish it off, let's see, I did get this built the other day. We're going to build a gate to go here and then put that post in the back. But yeah, I'm really pleased how it's turned out so far. Get a view from this side. You can see the onions are doing really well. You can see some of the potatoes coming up in that planter that I planted. And yeah, we'll have a few more veggies in here, some tomatoes for sure, and probably some cucumbers. I don't know what all.
And then of course green beans will be out here on this area, and then I've got my potatoes planted there. But overall, it's really coming along. I'm pleased how it looks.